Hello, welcome to Armagunnin. My name is Jason.
I'm Brad.
Today we are reviewing the Ruger PC Charger. This is Ruger's smaller version of this PC Carbine. Some of the specific stats, we got a weight of 5.2 pounds, a barrel length of 6.5, and overall length, which is actually going to be without the brace, overall length of 16.5 inches. Suggested retail is $7.99. Some of the details of the gun now. So to start, we were very surprised actually on the weight. Even though it does say 5.2 pounds, the form factor of the gun is smaller. So we were kind of surprised, I would say, wouldn't you think, how the weight of it was?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot lighter than it was. It's not too big of a platform, but I did notice that it's more of like a metal kind of texture to it and kind of finish. And I love metal personally because I like feeling a product and knowing, okay, this isn't cheap.
Right.
It actually works. It's a solid product.
Right.
But for this, it's almost like you want that lighter.
Yeah, that's true. But also the thing too, I feel like it helps with recoil a little bit.
No, definitely.
That weight. So you have a little added weight towards the front. Sometimes it helps with that recoil.
No, yeah, definitely.
The recoil is really low. So.
Yeah, the weight does come into play for sure. I just I didn't expect it to be as heavy as it is.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's not unbearable, you know what I mean? It's definitely doable. So for me, I think to me it's more of a pro because I like feeling a solid product in my hands. Absolutely. But I know some people like the lightest thing possible.
Yeah, especially with the size of a gun. Sometimes people would want to, even compact carry it with something, put it in a bag or something.
Yeah,
maybe a little heavy for something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But I like it, like you said. So, kind of starting off at the front here, with the hand guard here, the hand stop, and kind of the way this fits. I like the way this feels in my hand personally. I just like the way it feels when I'm holding it, and it kind of gives you a good the size of it is a good grip. You can get a good grip on it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like the way this stops you here. Obviously, that's safety.
I love it.
So I mean, that's always a good thing to make sure you have something that keeps your hand from going front of the muzzle,
exactly.
so.
You don't want to lose a finger from that. And plus, it makes it look cool. I think it's a cool.
Yeah, exactly. And that comes stock with that.
It almost looks like it gives it like this European feel.
Yeah.
You almost feel like it's a little SMG from Europe. You know what I mean?
That's true. And also, that's something that comes with the gun, so that's another additional plus.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy that.
Yeah, exactly. It comes out of
that extra thing. The other really cool thing about this gun that we can kind of lead into is it has an interchangeable mag well. So we, myself and Brad, are Glock lovers. So
Glock all the way, baby.
We have these stick mags. It's the 33 round OME stick mag from Glock. You swap out that mag well for this. It does come with the 10 round SR Ruger mag, and it comes standard with the Ruger mag well, but you can get that changed out, put the Glock mag well in. This, I mean, the look of this is just not comparable to anything you'll ever see. It's just so awesome. And then you got that extra back capacity.
And to touch on that, how easy was it to switch out that mag well?
That's a good question. And actually, it was pretty easy because I'm still fairly new with kind of the parts world of guns, I should say, I guess. I've only been into this maybe 5 years, so I haven't done a lot of interchanging of different parts, but that was actually one of my first internal changing of a part. It actually went really well, so it was pretty easy.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got else here. Going into the brace. This, as I mentioned in the beginning, does not come with this brace. You can get these braces, I think, for about $100, this arm brace. Me and you kind of talked about the laws and how that kind of changed over time. The ATF now allows you to shoulder this. Before you kind of had to use it as a pistol, but this added brace just does wonders for the shooting quality, and you know, always being able to shoulder something like this is nice.
Yeah, and what I like about it is it's not too overbearing. So the brace here, it's like a perfect slim, perfect size. It's not too big, too small.
Correct.
So it's not adding a whole lot of weight.
Right, and then the beauty in is the collapsibility of it as well.
Exactly.
You can collapse that thing, and it's a nice little backpack or like truck gun for you. So that's really nice too, being able to collapse that brace in.
This is a
Let's see. So the other awesome thing, comparing the collapsibility and kind of the size that you can get this down to. So the front of the barrel actually comes off. If you lock the bolt back, you just push this little lever here, and that whole thing comes off. So really, I mean, like I said, a backpack gun, I mean, you can get this thing really small and just throw it in a bag or something. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So being able to do that is awesome. And then also that disables the gun from firing, obviously. So you have that locked. Kind of another safety feature, I guess you could say, if you're storing it somewhere and you don't want it to pop, obviously go off or whatever. So.
I mean, you can put this in any type of bag.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know a lot of people have that one gun they kind of like carrying in their car and stuff too. And having a carbine also this small, you can store it like easy places throughout your house as well to get to easily and stuff like that. So that's also really nice about that.
Definitely. And then I had a quick question for you in regards to that. So would you consider this, is this your go-to while you're at home? Like,
yeah, I think having my pistol, I think is readily available as something I'll do. But this is definitely a very nice home defense, personal defense, something that a lot of people can do, not only because of the size and the shootability factor of it, I would say is easier than a pistol, but also having a 33 round mag is nice too. So that's always nice.
Yeah, we got a chance to take this out to the range the other day.
Yes.
That was fun.
That was
the old
awesome.
dirt mound.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to talk about some of the shooting we did?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll say, bar none, one of my favorite triggers. I have shot quite a few weapons over the last few years, and probably one of my favorite triggers on any gun I've ever shot. So it's a very smooth pull, not super long, and the pressure and the weight is really nice.
Definitely, I'd have to agree with that. I'm a little bit newer to the firearms world than Jason is, but I'd say I shot about 6 or 7 different triggers now. I've kind of shot all of his guns. I have a couple other buddies who've had some guns that I've pulled some of my own, and this is by far the smoothest of all those. And I'll say I do love the Glock triggers.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm biased because it was my first gun and the safety feature on the Glock.
Sure.
But for some reason, this just felt nicer. It feels nice in my hands.
Absolutely.
I can't really explain it. But and if you look around, a lot of people, other gun review guys or enthusiasts, they're all raving about this trigger. So that's something to say for Ruger.
Yeah, definitely. As well, it's actually a new kind of form for Ruger. Ruger came out with the 1022, and that was always their go-to. But now they have this carbine, and I think everyone's falling in love with it. So that's awesome.
I'm thinking about getting one myself. To be honest with you, I love it. How much did you say the price was on the gun? Just so we can
$7.99 was suggested retail, and that's the base model, which is what this is. So you'd have to get some of the other attachments, the brace and things like that. But and if you wanted to get that mag, but you have some Glock mags, like I said. Continuing on, so I did purchase a red dot here. This is a pretty inexpensive red dot, the UTGs. I've never had any issues with. I got that off Amazon for like $40. You don't have to go super crazy when it comes to red dots, especially for something like this, smaller form. You don't need something super high powered. I will say, if I had suggestions for red dots, Vortex is like on the top of the lines. You know, some of the SIG red dots are nice,
Yeah,
but
can't-
something cheaper on this end.
Yeah, can't go wrong with the EOTech 2. Obviously,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
big dog.
Yeah,
But like Jason was saying, I actually have a UTG that just came in the mail today
yeah.
for one of my guns, and
Yeah.
the red dot's good on it. So
Yeah.
nothing too fancy.
No, yeah. I mean, you don't need to go crazy. And another thing too, Ruger has some inexpensive weapons. So I mean, you can get a pretty budget pistol or a budget firearm, and get a decent red dot for not too much. Also, I would say maybe one of the only disadvantages to this gun is there's not super amount of space for any attachments at the front. We do have M-LOK. You could try to maybe throw like a light or something on there, or a laser, but other than that, there's not a super amount of room. You have your Picatinny rail on the top for the dots, obviously, and then there's also that short Picatinny rail for the brace. But other than that, not a whole lot of room for any other attachments. I mean, I would say that's kind of a little bit of a
Yeah, it'll
disadvantage.
get a little crammed up front if you
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
squeeze too much stuff, but everybody has different size hands, so whatever
Yeah,
you think
that's
you can
true.
squeeze on there, give it a go.
And in my personal opinion, I kind of just thought about this actually. Holding it would kind of get in the way.
Yeah.
Now that I was just thinking about it, a lot
Yeah,
of
it
stuff
would.
you try to put up front would kind of get in the way of
Definitely.
you holding onto it. So I know a lot of people go crazy with
Tactical. I'm a tactical guy.
So, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's preference, and, you know, do what you got to do to make your gun how you want it. So, that's kind of it. You know, that's kind of an overall breakdown of the gun, top to bottom. I will say one other thing too. This mag release button is very nice. I just thought about that.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. when
I like
was
this
thinking
mag
about
release button because it's very large
This is
and
a
it's got a
Tricky
good
Beat
form. So
production.
that's nice as well.
Yeah.
Overall, great gun. I love the way it shot.
it. Yeah, I love it too, and I'm gonna give it one more feel.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I was gonna say, so some of the pros of this gun, what would you say? You said the trigger is one of
Definitely the
pros, right?
trigger for the pro. Definitely.
Definitely
Yeah.
very smooth, best trigger I've shot so far, so that was exciting. I would say that one of the pros, it's a little heavier, but that's just me. I like a little more beef in my guns. Would you think that was that more of a
In
con
my
or
in my
personal?
in my opinion, it's a little bit of a pro as well. I think some people might not like it. I think some people are looking for, if they're looking for something in this size, they're looking for lightweight, compact. But yeah, I agree. I think it's nice because I like the being able to control recoil nicely too. I think something lighter might not be as easy.
Yeah.
Also, the ergonomics, and I think some other enthusiasts that went through this review, kind of as you touched on before, the ergonomics of it are just nice. Just the overall style and just the way it looks, I just like it.
It's
And-
slick looking.
Yeah, and I think that's another important thing that me and you both kind of have in common when it comes to firearms. Is we like the way they look.
Yeah, if you don't like how it looks, you're not
So-
gonna like how it shoots, in my opinion.
I like the way it looks, and so overall, that's always a plus for me.
Yeah.
So
And I would say, lead off of that, another pro would have to be the brassiere, like you said.
yeah, absolutely.
It collapses, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not too big, not too small.
Yeah.
You fit this in the backpack. It
Exactly.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Just take it wherever you want. Exactly. It doesn't. And it really doesn't. Just throw it wherever you need it, and it's ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. And then I guess lead into that. Then what cons do you think? We have like one con you mentioned.
Yeah, the only one thing I think is really just that hand guard, not really having any room for attachments.
Yeah. Other than that,
Other
I
than
think
that, I mean,
that was pretty much it.
it shoots nice. It's a nice gun. I think really depending on the preference, some people might not like the weight, but
Other than that,
I think it's the score, man.
yeah,
I
for
mean,
$7.99 too. That's a
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, under 1,000 you get a nice little carbine, because a lot of carbines are more than 1,000.
Yeah.
Especially depending on manufacturer, you could be touching, close to $2,000 sometimes with carbines.
Oh yeah.
Also, being able to shoot 9mm, that's another thing that's nice because it's
Glock mags too.
It's Glock mags.
It shoots Glock mag, guys.
Shooting
alright?
9mm is always a little bit less expensive
Yeah,
too, for
definitely.
something you can shoulder and have a stock on. So
definitely think this is definitely a game changer, not only for Ruger as a company, but the firearms industry as a whole.
Absolutely, yeah, because now I think I've kind of noticed that trend throughout the industry is that there's more and more places that are trying to get stuff smaller and more compact, and being able to find a nice carbine like this is always nice, and Ruger always comes through. So
Definitely.
all right, guys, well, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the love. Make sure you like and comment, share, do what you gotta do. Subscribe to the channel, please. Follow us on our socials, and we'll see you later.
Yeah, thanks.